Hello, welcome to the Reach Your Financial Peak series. What you're about to see is a three-part series videos that I did at Oklahoma State University for the McNair Scholars Program. The three workshops were budgeting, credit score, and student loans. The videos are short and condensed, so you can see kind of the basics of what the workshop was about. Please feel free to get in contact with me at info@ldmsmedia.com. Again, info@ldmsmedia.com. If you would like for me to go out to your institution or organization or university to speak with your students about the Reach Your Financial Peak series.
Remember after, right, after this little talk we have. So budgeting, right? When I was a undergrad student, right, as a McNair scholar, even before I became a McNair scholar, I was terrible with money. Like, I would spend, and then the major thing that came into my life that basically destroyed my personal finances was credit cards, right? I mean, I got one credit card, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. I think I had a total of 5 or 6 credit cards at one time. And I kind of like maxed out almost all of them, right? And I was just spending. But what I didn't do, other than I should have, just had 1 or 2, which I'll talk about next week. But what I didn't do is I didn't budget, right? And what, to you in your words, what is budgeting, or what is a budget? What is a budget? A plan, okay? What else?
Like a set amount you can spend.
A set of money you can spend, right? What else? What is a budget? In your own words, like if you think a few words.
Knowing where your money goes.
Knowing where your money goes too, right? Right? A budget is basically an estimate of income and expenditure for a set period of time, right? And why is it important to budget your money? Well, why do you think it's important? Why should I even bother? Why should someone even bother budgeting their money?
So you don't spend more than you have.
Right? You don't want to spend more than you have, right? Because one of the major things that people stress out about in life, right, is money. Right? Maybe you personally, if you've seen your family members or a close friend or somebody, right? How am I going to pay the bills at the end of the month? Right? My kid's hungry. How am I going to, make sure that they got something to eat? Before coming here to the Untitled program, worked briefly at a bank here in Oklahoma. I can't, so many clients would come freaking out about where's my money, I don't have enough money, or they'll overdraft consistently because they didn't have enough money because they didn't budget, right? So one major thing about, other than public speaking and things that people stress out a lot is money, right? And it's really bad to stress out about it, especially as a grad student. I'll get started. So thank you guys again. I think everyone was here from last week. So again, my name is Fulgencio. And today we are talking about credit score and credit report. Can anyone just give me a definition or something that you may know about credit score?
7, it needs to be about 700. What was the question?
Well, what is credit score? Or what's credit report? Anything you know about credit score, credit report? What is it?
Oh, that's what I know.
So okay, what else?
It's useful if you want to get a car,
Okay.
or
Right.
a house, or a loan, or a mortgage.
Yeah, credit score is very valuable when you get a mortgage, even for rent, right? If you want to rent at certain locations, right, they have to find out your credit score. And if you don't have a good credit score or a high enough credit score, they're going to ask you, we need a co-signer for this, right?
Utilities here, if they do a credit check, figure out how much you have to pay for deposit.
Yep, right, utilities also. So credit score is something, right, that you really want to hold a value to yourself because it really does affect your everyday life, especially your finances, right? So one of the first things I'm talking about is what is a credit report? It's basically a record of your individual's credit history, right? You yourselves can get one free annual credit report. By law, you are to get an annual credit report, so you can go online and get a credit report right here. So if you go to www.annualcreditreport.com, right, you can get a free credit report once per year. Loans, right? Don't we all love student loans? Right? No? Yes? Right? Maybe so.
Right.
I remember as an undergrad many decades ago, right? I'm joking, a couple of years ago. I honestly had no idea really like the consequences or the terms of what a student loan was. Right? When I was an undergrad, I foolishly didn't apply to scholarships a lot like I should have. I applied to very few. And so in order for me to make up money, of course, I had to get student loans. And I think a lot of people, especially in the minority community, and studies have shown, fall prey into just taking out a massive amount of student loans and not knowing that you have to pay those back no matter what. You can like declare bankruptcy, and in very, very, very rare cases will they, delinquish those. And even if you declare bankruptcy, you still have to pay out student loans. And then what people don't know is, depending on the loans you get, they're accumulating interest, right, as you are in school, right, as an undergrad. And then let's say, for example, you go to grad school right after, and then you forbear, right? You're like, well, I'm in school, so can I not make payments? Yeah, sure, we'll give you a holdout forbearance. And all of a sudden, right, it's like you graduate from your master's or your PhD, you're like, wait a minute, $50,000, what happened here? And it's like most of it, some of it was because of interest, and people don't know that interest keeps accumulating, and all of a sudden you forgot how many loans you took out, right? So, and then the one question, the one thing is debt, right, is money that is owed to someone, right? But is debt, right? I've been having a little trouble kind of blowing this one, like showing this up. Can everybody see this? Right? Do you think student loans are good debt to take out? Right? We always hear people take out mortgages like, oh, I'm going to take out a mortgage on a home so it can accumulate and I can put it in my portfolio as an investment. Right? They look at a house as an investment. Which is true, purchasing a home is an investment, but you have to be kind of smart about where you're investing your money, what house, with the property and stuff like that, and it takes a while. Do you believe that student debt or student loans is a good debt to have? No?
I mean, obviously you don't really, it's not really a good debt because you have to pay it back, but it's a good debt because you're investing in your education.
So, yes, and some people, so why no's?
Lenders may think you're more responsible if you have paid for an education.
Okay.
I don't think it's a good debt because, for instance, there are a lot of people now that have graduated from bachelor's and master's and paid and got all these loans and they can't find jobs and degrees in the field that they have. So they're working at McDonald's with $9 an hour with $80,000 in student loan debt. Okay.
Then that is, I actually, I wrote an article, I had a discussion post about that in the nonprofit organization that I write for, and that was a discussion of, does it, when you get a degree, let's say from a private institution, right, and your bachelor's in an art, right, you're not going to be making $100,000 or $200,000 when you graduate, like people working on Wall Street. So is it the school's fault or is it your fault for taking out such a large amount of school debt loans? The students, right? Or is it the schools? When you take out loans,
I think it's the government's fault, honestly.
The government's fault?
Because, most of the loans you get are federal. The school has nothing to do with it. They just take the money. The government is the one that's issuing the loan and the interest rate and the payback time period and, the table and everything. So I think it would be more of the government's fault if you're blaming somebody.